Hey there, beloved Ascension pioneers and my family of divine love. I haven't made a video in a while, and I'm back after a few weeks of time of deep silence and self-introspection and deep soul merging, which is what I will be talking about today. You're probably noticing me wearing a crown. This is my Elven crown tiara, and during this time many beautiful things and messages have been coming my way, and this stepping back was really needed for me to come deeper into who I truly am. And I was writing about this on Facebook yesterday. I've been feeling that it's finally time to make a video with a few of my crystal companions. This is the gift that I received from a beautiful friend in the United States, and this one as well. This is a highly charged and very beautiful piece of damberite crystal, and I just have it around me, and this is actually aqua Aurea, and you know, this one, Aura light. It just, everything is so higher in energy and vibration in my life at this time, and this stepping back was actually very much needed, not just for myself but for other people to come further in their power, because when you take a step back a bit, others can take a step back as well. And in the silence, things unfold that we cannot hear if we are too scattered around, if we're too busy. There are things happening that we are receiving at that time, and we're susceptible to during that powerful soul merge that was taking place, not just for myself but for many others. And while I wasn't actually making any videos, this was the best thing for me so far in my soul evolution, and not just for me, for others as well, because like I said, when you take a step back and you allow others to start listening more to their own inner knowing instead of just relying on what someone else will be saying. As you know, what I'm sharing is never connected with giving answers or providing answers to anybody. That was never my job. My job has always been to be self-responsible for my path and my journey, and to claim and complete the tasks that lie before me that I've chosen on my own soul journey. And these tasks are changing all the time, like we are shifting. So in this time of that deep soul merge, I was feeling things that I was never feeling before. It was just so new to me, and the guidance was very clear. I shared this on Facebook, so if you're interested, you can read in my blog with the Diary of Ascension Pioneer. You can read about that more, because I don't want to repeat it here so much. But the whole thing was about me shifting from princess vibration to queen vibration. And yesterday I have been sharing that with you, that a queen is never someone who's meant to lead her people. The queen was always meant to bring herself in her own power of that ancient divine feminine, which was just very neglected in the society and earth in general. And the queen, actually what she does, she doesn't lead her people. She gathers her tribe together, and then what she does is she guides them into making their own best and highest choices through the divine, to their own divine self. So I feel in this deep self-reflection and that deep soul merge that I was actually creating for myself, and this void, and there's still this void going on, I have given others the opportunity to do the same. And during this time, not that just these beautiful things and in dreams and messages and elvish energy connecting with me so much, but also having the gift to witness this flourishing in others, and they're reporting to me what my sharing has done for them. It was just amazing. I did receive one comment this week which was very negative, and it lacked proper understanding, and it was about something having to do with me not playing here the role of a queen for people and who worship me, which was never my intent. But for me to give people answers because they're seeking guidance. And if you're one of those people who feels that way, you should know that it's just not true. How can we really guide others through answering their questions in this age of the new? Because everybody needs to step in their own power and divinity. All I can do, and all I was always meant to do, is embody love, wisdom, and power, which are the three essences of our natural state of grace. So this is to be embodied, and I've always devoted myself only to this, and I always wanted to embody just grace and be that grace. And when others who are recognizing that grace within their own self, they can see that reflected in me, and I remind them of who they truly are as well, and they're connecting with that state of their own, which is their higher vibrational version of them. So during this time, a soul gift was revealed to me, which is painting. I used to draw a lot when I was younger, and I didn't do it anymore. My life was so much about constantly doing something online and talking to everybody and replying to everybody that I just neglected that part of me. And so when I took that step back, I reconnected with that essence. But again, it was not the old part of it. It was the new part and the new way of how I share this. And these crystal companions helped me a lot, because this crystal came to me via a friend who really felt guided to send me this. He said this crystal needs to work with me. So I'm really tuning into these higher dimensional states now. And this is about interdimensional travel, of course, Damperit. And as I was doing this, and the first painting I did was of myself. And the answer through spirit was that this is not actually, how many people do soul portraits that have to deal with maybe your guides or painting your past lives' essences. But this is actually about our new self. So after I received my new name, which happened so randomly, I didn't believe it. I was asking for my name for a while now. For me, this journey of remembering my elvish origin and the wisdom that we carry and the responsibility we came here to share with the planet. Like I said, not for others, for the planet and what we have attributed ourselves to do in this era, in the now, is it just came to me, and it started, like I said, last spring. Actually, at the end of the winter, I had this dream, and there was this beautiful feminine being that came to me. And she kept caressing my face and repeating to me that I am never to forget that I'm actually a princess. And I didn't make a lot of sense from that dream. And I remember I was telepathically asking them, but who are you? Because she was just so pure of radiant love. And she told me they're family. And she said, we're family of light from Pleiades. And I never really associated myself as being a Pleiadian. That is a whole different thing. You see, we are multidimensional beings. But this aspect of me was starting to return and to wanting to be embodied. That's why they were waking me up at that time and reminding me of that essence of what I carry. So after that dream, I really started remembering more, and it had to do a lot with the Lord of the Rings movies, and there were so many synchronicities coming in my life. At the same time, I was also keeping myself very busy, and at times this felt like this push, that I'm pushing myself too much, that I'm pushing myself too hard. So when I moved here at this space, there was this space created for me vibrationally that I could more easily walk into my new life, which is what we're doing. If you don't feel it yet, just take a look back maybe 1 year and you will see where you are now. You just won't be able to believe it. But it is there for those of us who have chosen this journey. It feels completely new. You might not even recognize yourself anymore, who you are, how you do things. It's just changing. And if you're not changing, the change is just going to come on its own. So the thing is, that's how it started, and ever since then, I was asking myself about the name, because I knew I had this name that was coming to me, but it wasn't forced. It didn't come, you cannot receive guidance with asking and then accepting an answer, especially to come a certain way, which never happens this way. So a few days back, I was standing in front of the mirror, doing the soul gazing, the mirror gazing, the shape shifting, which I usually do to see my face, with the oval eyes and the beautiful face, which is something I always see. And again, I didn't always know what was that past life, was it this multidimensional aspect of us, and now Spirit has shown me how it really is when we're doing now this expansion into our new life, which some people still don't know. What does it mean? What does it mean, new life? Well, we're expanding in consciousness. It means that you're opening yourself to many multidimensional parts of you. And by doing this and walking into your ascended state, you're actually bringing that in the body. So you will embody all these aspects of you, and you won't feel like you're just one thing. For example, I'm not just an Elven queen. I have many other attributes to who I am. And then you will bring those together. You will do the soul merge, and this is what's taking place now in the body as well. At the first part of this journey, we were feeling it. We felt something. It was coming to us. First the guidance came, and then the embodiment journey actually began this summer with the Summer of Divine Love and all the alignments and all that took place. So now what was happening with me, I just stepped in front of the mirror and I finally got it. This vision that I'm seeing, it's neither past, it's actually parallel. It's a parallel, and it's your highest potential that you see in you, and then you're bringing it into your body. So that is what I was always seeing. So with the painting, I realized that that is what I'm actually doing, and Spirit showed me I'm doing these new life portraits. It was this weekend. I had 3 nights of painting. I did myself, I did for my mom and for my best friend. And what came through was just so powerful. And everybody was saying, a few people were saying that it's about technique and how you should learn art. But I said, no, art is channeled. Art is sourced when it really comes from soul. And me and my soul are one now. I'm no longer separate. This being said to me that, the hands need practice. Well, you're sourcing, but the hands need practice. But I said, no, with some of us, our soul is in body now. It's not separate. We have a new soul personality. We have a new soul infused personality now. It's one. It's no longer, I have a personality that's ego based and I have a soul. This is the way of the new that I'm guiding you into. I'm showing you the potential. I'm not here to make choices for you. I'm not here to give you answers, but I'm showing you the highest potential of what's coming if you choose it and if you walk courageously and boldly into it. So with this standing in front of my mirror, all of a sudden, through this side, from the right, became this sound, and it became a name, and it was so tangible. The next day I had a dream. It was an Elven voice waking me up. The words were, I cannot describe because they cannot be put into the physical language that I am able to speak now at this level, because I can at this time speak that language. But it was definitely Elven, and the closest that I could put it into words and how it sounded was this beautiful voice that I never heard before, and the music in the background that was playing was even more beautiful than in the Lord of the Rings movies. It was just complete grace, and how it came through was this feminine being said to me in the most beautiful whispering way. She said, "Ano mindima," something like that. But it was softer, but it was Ano mindima, and it was just beautiful. And I woke up and it was like tangible. I could feel it. I knew it was an experience of my altered state of being. I knew it wasn't a dream. And all these synchronicities and all these things kept leading one after the other. And it started actually with one of my sisters of light telling me one day when I said, well, we're princesses, and she said, no, we're actually princesses that were meant and born to be queens. And that's when it started. So it was this symbolism, and I watched this movie when the Snow White was being crowned into a queen, and then the next day I was watching The Mists of Avalon, and then Arthur was being, he was being put on the pedestal and on the throne like as a king, pardon me. And I realized, wow, the divine feminine and divine masculine symbolism was coming to me, was coming forth, and it was shown to me what's happening in the physical for many of us. So of course there are those who don't understand this. They think that when you claim your divinity, you're actually making yourself separate from others, but it's not true. How can others remember if you don't claim? Because we're all one. If you don't claim who you are physically, if you don't embody it, if you don't live it, it just doesn't make sense anymore. So if you're going to keep doing that, you're just going to struggle against yourself and your own divinity, always thinking that you're less than perfect, that you cannot create within your highest life and your highest soul potential. For me, a lot of gifts came to me this way, and from crystals to pendants to everything, people just really feeling that gratitude and wanting to gift me things. And I feel that some people don't understand this. They feel that you're creating this externally, so if they're not experiencing this, something's wrong, and they don't understand, but it's the state of consciousness that does that. It's your internal soul essences that create from now on, and when you do experience that bliss and things coming to you and that gratitude being returned, and you're actually being showered by the gifts, it's you yourself showering yourself, but now you're allowing it, now you're physically opening to that. And it's actually your soul just strives to do everything so effortlessly. So things come to you effortlessly and naturally, and this is what we're becoming now. This is what we're unfolding into. And we don't no longer wish to be in that mode that we need to do hard things. It needs to be hard, that we need to be constantly busy, and our minds are scattered and unfocused and unclear, and we're not trusting our guidance, and we feel this huge responsibility for others, and we wish to heal them, and this is over. It's never really been such a huge responsibility as a burden. Our consciousness at that level might have perceived it as that and as such, but Now we realize it never was. The only responsibility we have is for ourselves, our higher self, to be here in the body, to embody love, wisdom, and power, to be the grace that we are, to remember. Our only mission is to remember and then to show the way in our own creative manner. Because, you know, Source runs through all of us. And the only really thing that is the natural attribute of Source is creativity, it's creation. The Source always expands and creates and expands and creates and expands and creates. So in each level of expansion of that creation, there's a new opening and a new level of creating, and that's what we're doing now. So there will be those who won't understand, but that doesn't mean that we are to set back and lower our power, because it is our power that actually helps others to become empowered as well. So there's a lot of others that I have triggered into this beautiful flourishing and awakening, and there's also a lot of those who might I have triggered in another way of being, but that's fine too, because in the end, maybe that will trigger them to come to the next step. Remember, it's just taking those steps to your divinity and embodying it. There's still a lot of fragile nature in humans, which I notice that they don't always trust their guidance. They think of themselves far from divine, always something in them still seeking outside of themselves. What I see when people talk about these twin soul reunions, it's just still a lot of manipulation, a lot of things coming from the outside. But when you really understand the beloved is within you, it is the energy, it speaks to you in all things in life, it's in all creation. That's how you were created. So the reunion we're experiencing right now is the reunion with our twin soul. There's a lot of messages that I've been receiving through the Cygnus constellation, which is the swan, and the swan's physically appearing via images and everywhere. It's just, I've noticed this is a symbol as well, that the twin soul consciousness is being reawakened on the planet, but it's a state of consciousness and it's a service to all that is vibration and state of being. And it's not about falling in love with a certain person and putting all at risk for that one person and believing that's it. If it is a person, you will know. If it is not, it will be scattered, it will be distorted, it will be chaotic, it will be dramatic. So I feel there's still a lot of that. The beloved energy you can only withhold from within, and once you are able to embody that level of consciousness, things will start physically unfolding for you. But before you can do that, the complete merge just won't take place, because it's a state of divine love, and it's a state of being to service of all life, to all life. And it's just natural to us. It's as natural as breathing. It's no drama, it's no running away. It's just, Source breathes in, it breathes out, you know. It expands, it creates. It expands, it creates. That's what we're always doing, inhaling and exhaling. So the life that is returning for us now as kings and queens of our true divine self is a life of simplicity. It's a life of creating true joy and passion, and no longer having the guilt to do things that bring us the most joy and pleasure. Because a lot of people, when they write to me, they still say, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And the only question I can ask them is, but what do you want to do? What do you really love doing? What is bringing the most joy and pleasure? Because this is where the higher dimension living starts unfolding. Nowhere else. It's so simple. So the things that we're starting to understand, that things like this, like the crown or my new name, everything is a vibration. They come to us vibrationally. So it's a vibration that matches us in our new expanded self, in our new expanded state. This is what the whole planetary and our personal ascension was about. It was always about this. It was about us remembering and becoming once again the divinity embodied. And it's our humanness that we are to embrace. A lot of people still say that they're too hyper and their spirit is too expanded and they're not patient enough in the physical sense. But it's the humanness that needs to be expanded in a way that we totally embrace it and merge it. Like I said, the soul and personality are one now. I have a new life identity now. It's not like a split personality thing. It is a thing of your divine origin being embodied. It is the vibration that you carry. You know, so like the soul paintings that I did, they're the highest version of me, and I'm looking at it and I'm connecting with it. It's encoding me. It's actually activating me to become it more and more every day. Our bodies are changing as well. Do notice that, and I'm sure you did. And the same thing with my mom when she channels her own personal artwork through personalized soul mandalas. I know people are becoming more interested in that because people are shifting and willing to merge with that divinity of theirs. You know, people are also asking me, wow, can you do those paintings for me? And I haven't even started to get guidance for that. I did receive guidance that I can offer this as a personal service, but I didn't yet receive guidance on the energy exchange and how this should take place, because you know, I like to do a lot of things. A lot of things are part of my purpose, not just one thing. So sometimes this is how it works. If the energy exchange is not proper, then everybody would want to have it and you would just be busy and scattered again. It needs to be in alignment and in flow with what is for the highest version for you at that time. So I will update you when I know more. But for now, I just wish to say that there's a lot in this taking place. And this deep soul merge is something that is our next step. And it's going to continue to expand because this is how it is. It will never go away. You know, when you understand this, you become immortal. This is another thing that's been a part of my journey at this time. When I wasn't recording, I was watching Twilight movies, and there's so much truth there. Of course, a lot of it's hidden and a lot of it is false too, but when you have the eyes to see through the soul, you will know what is what. And there's a lot of that about immortality. But it's actually the cosmic blood that makes us immortal. It's the Christed blood essence. It's that elixir of source that makes us immortal once we're totally connected with it. We can choose whatever. We can choose when we wish to move to a new level of experience, and life is no longer what seemed to be. There's constant magic and bliss in the air. Each day will be different. Each day, there's no more routine. Each day is different and it has its own unique vibration. So, like I said, the vibration that we're putting forth with our expanded state of being, with our new, it's not just me, a lot of people have been sharing this, that we're guided in the same way. So the name, if we're receiving these new additional names, they're activating us to have a vibration that's more aligned, you know, with who we are now. So if my name in the past was Polona when I was born, I had this lifetime until I was 30. And this is perfectly aligned with the rite of passage when you go through your Saturn return as well. So I had a huge rite of passage this year, and I moved, and everything, and my services have expanded. So when we have those rite of passages, please know that they come to us through spirit. They're not forced. Just because I received my new name doesn't mean you will have to do the same way. You need to get it today, because it's not an egoic thing. It happens naturally. It's without any expectations. It happens when you're ready in spirit. But work on that. In each moment, increase the vibration, remember who you are, and then will come to you naturally. All comes to you, because all initiations are between you and your spirit self. It's not between you or me. It's always been between you and source. And this is your path, and how it is for me as well. So all I can do is share, and this is my service. And this is how I do, this is how I share. And my new life name came to me so spontaneously. It wasn't expected, but it was so tangible. Like, I've heard it being spoken to me, and I was like, oh, that's it. It came to me, and it was a perfect confirmation, because when I shared it with a few of my closest ones, everybody resonated with it, and everybody said, that's completely you. That's how I feel as well. My name is actually very simple, and I've decided for now to choose Polona and to just combine it with the name. It's still in transition. So for now, I'm called Polona Aurea Dawn. So my new life name essence is Aurea. And just like I said, for you, feel what's right in each moment. Don't skip the steps. Don't push anything. Don't hold on to anything. Continue to embrace the change, and know that in that beautiful spontaneity, that change comes. And it's just being divine in every breath and all you do. Having that divine essence in it, whatever it is, and to represent you. Like this crown, it reminds me of that higher. It's a symbol, but the symbol, it tunes me to the energy of it, and then I can bring it more in body. So everything that we're physically being, you know, mirrored through, it's our soul mirroring us through that. It's an expression of us, how to become more of who we truly are, to embody it, like I always like to say. So I don't want to make this too long. And I will do other videos too. This is my first one after a while, so yeah, it feels new. I'm recording, and I have recorded so many videos, but it feels new. It feels like I'm doing it for the first time. I don't know why, but it is. I'm doing it for the first time in my new life identity. I'll be blogging more about this each step along the way, keeping you posted and reminding you to remember your own beautiful journey and what you've come here to do, and to bring your own piece of heaven to this beautiful planet. So beloved ones, take care. I'm sending you so much love. And if you're ever interested in my new expanded personal services, do write to me. I will keep you posted when I receive more guidance. For now, personal soul mandalas are available. You can see that on our blog. and my reading still, and I'm feeling the thing is here that I can offer like this multi-package of encoding, because I am connected to that. I can just source it through so easily. And I feel I can offer something like, you know, the whole package guidance with your soul portrait, with your new life portrait, and with the readings and everything. It just feels, but it's gonna come, you know. It's a constant unfolding, a constant becoming. We'll see what comes through, and I'll keep you posted. So stay tuned. So much love. Bye.